Hi, this is Jason Brandt from II for Pharma in Boston, 2010. And I'm here with Paul Butcher, who is Director of Communications for Citi. And I just came out of a very interesting engagement with Paul and want to ask him a couple questions about his perspective of social media and financial services. So Paul, thanks for joining us.
Pleasure.
So where do you see financial services and social going to over the next 12 months?
Well, that's a tricky question, but I think that financial services in general are one of the later adopters of social media, in the same way that pharmaceuticals, because of the regulatory issues surrounding our industry. And I think we're really at the point across the board where it's moving from just being an experimentation to embedded into the business, into the daily work that we do. So I think the next 12 months is really going to be the year in which it becomes part of our business.
And if you could share some best practices that you have learned through the last several months of sort of figuring out how social benefits you and your customers, what are some best practices you could share with our audience?
Sure. Well, I think the number one best practice, the one thing that we've learned is that you have to listen. You have to listen before you engage and before you try and sell or do anything that you're trying to. Your ultimate business objective is best accomplished by starting with listening. That would be the number one that we've learned.
And how have you internally had to reorganize yourself or to galvanize the departments around social as a tool?
Well, I think the first thing is that social media, because it crosses over pretty much all the different departments within the company. It's not owned by any one individual department. It's very much a collaboration with marketing, with communications, with legal, with compliance, and the businesses themselves. So I think that's the way we've structured things. Is very much a team that crosses over the boundaries of organization regionally and departmentally.
You have a lot of pharma marketers in the audience today. If you were to give them some advice, what might make the short list?
Well, I think the pharmaceutical world has a lot of parallels with our world in financial services, and I think one of the biggest pieces of advice I would give is to make friends with your legal team and the compliance team and the information security team. And really work together to figure out a solution that works for your industry. It's not the same as consumer packaged goods or working in technology. Or even the airline business. Pharmaceutical is very much a world in and of itself that needs to be understood and the social media strategy mapped out accordingly.
And not to put you on the spot, but any predictions for the next for Citi or for you see in the industry in the coming years?
Well, the only prediction I would have really is that you can't predict what's going to happen in the social media space.
Fair enough. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Pleasure.
This is Jason Brandt signing off.